All right, back like we never left because we never did leave. You got your boy Love on the Hate One, and your boy Gil is in the building. And we back at y'all with another radio call. You guys already know we finna cook. And we got this interesting topic, man. Listen, these guys going back and forth. We see the tension. You could cut it with a fork or a knife. You know how they say it. The tension is thick, man, between these two. And then the good thing about this fight is like you're getting a 2-for-1 because you got the pops going, you got the father going at the other father, the son going at the other son. So man, it's gonna go down. Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. Man, this fight gonna be this fight right here is gonna be a good fight. But it's funny that I say that because Haney might have to make it a boring fight for him to win this fight. And let me go ahead and break this shit down real quick, you guys. My early thoughts on the fight. I got Brian Norman winning the fight hands down. He can hit with either hand. His punch placement is good. The only thing with Devin Haney, he got better foot speed and shit like that. Now let me say this, man. If Brian Norman comes in this fight and he comes in this fight with the game plan to knock Devin Haney the fuck out, he's going to knock Devin Haney the fuck out. I feel like he can't get caught up in the boxing shit with Devin Haney because I feel like Devin Haney can't outbox Brian Norman. It may sound crazy, but until Brian Norman show me he can outbox somebody on the Devin Haney caliber, I got to go with the more experienced guy and the better boxer, okay? Not saying who's going to win the fight, but I'm saying Brian Norman better just come out here and try to knock Devin Haney the fuck out. That's the plan. And although I got Brian Norman winning this fight, I do feel like Devin Haney can win this fight, all right? So if I'm playing devil's advocate for Devin Haney can win this fight, but he got to, number one, he got to stay on his back foot. He can't worry about the
stick and move, bro.
Stick and move, man. He cannot worry about the crowd booing because Devin Haney, when he get on that bicycle, I can hear the crowd booing the fuck out of him. He can't worry about that shit. Devin Haney got to just say fuck it. He might as well do it because his father is doing it. He might as well just play the villain role now, bro. Fuck trying to be the good guy and all this nice shit, Devin Haney. You got to be the villain now, bro. You know, you got to take that Floyd Mayweather approach and just say, man, fuck with the crowd thing. I just want to win by any means necessary. Because if you try to trade with Brian Norman, you're going to sleep, all right? If you try to fight in the pocket, you're going to sleep. If Devin Haney could get on his bicycle, stick and move, I could see another similar fight to Regis Prograis, okay? But if Devin Haney decides to bang, or not even bang, if he don't, I'm talking about move at every single point of the fight. It shouldn't be one moment in this fight where you are not moving your feet, okay? That's your only chance of winning. Other than that, I see a Ryan Garcia 2.0 or, matter of fact, fuck all that. I see Devin Haney really being asleep on the canvas. Because the thing about Brian Norman is he could crack in both hands, and he's bigger than Ryan Garcia. Well, to me, you know, no diddy, but to me, he's bigger than Ryan. To me, he's bigger than Ryan Garcia. So, with that being said, I personally feel like Ryan Garcia, he just got that sneaky left hook, and Devin Haney just kept falling for that shit every time. But I do give Devin Haney props for taking this fight because Devin Haney didn't have to take such a tough fight. But I think Brian Norman stops him, man, and then Brian Norman will get a real win on his record because, let's be honest, man, Brian Norman, I fuck with you, but you do got a bunch of tomato cans on your resume, man. It's time to. That's why I'm happy this fight's going down because you need a Devin Haney type of opponent on your resume. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got Brian Norman winning this fight by KO. But like I said, I feel like Devin Haney can win this fight. And this ain't me. Listen, you guys, this ain't me, you know, straddling the fence. Like I told you, I got money on Brian Norman winning this fucking fight. I'm just saying, you got to play devil's advocate sometime when it comes down to predictions. You can't be a fool and act like, you can't be a fool and not look at what the other party can do. You know what I'm saying? But Gil, go ahead and cook on it, man. That's my thoughts on it. What's your thoughts on it?
I got Brian Norman, but the thing is, he has to be a bully, bro. He can't respect Devin. You got to push him to the ropes and go. You got to hit him everywhere. You can't allow him to think, and you can't allow him to move. So he's got to get good at cutting off the ring and just going. Just going. Because once you allow Devin to move the way he wants to move, he's going to be on his bike the whole night. He's gonna pick and poke. That's his game plan, bro. It's going to be pick and poke. Right? So if you're Brian Norman, you know that you go to the body right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And you start throwing those lift hooks. Because you know Haney's susceptible to those left hooks. Yep. So you keep throwing them, bro, because he's never been able to cover up right before they get there. So you got to keep throwing them, and you got to use the jab to open up everything. And a lot of people don't want to throw the jab; they want to throw the other punches, the hooks. But you got to open everything up with the jab. I'm always going to say that because the jab is the most important punch in the repertoire of any fighter.
Yep, it's a setup punch, man. Like
it opens up. It's the key to every other punch.
Yep, it definitely is. Another thing is too, it's feints. Jabs, jab is number one to me. Even though feints is not a punch, it's similar to a jab. I'm gonna explain why. Because it gets you to open up as well too. Jab gets you to open up, of course. That's why, to me, the most important thing to do is the jab. And although this is not a punch, it's a reaction to a punch, or it can make a fighter punch or make a fighter hesitate. That's why you have to learn how to feint as well too. Feint jab.
You know what I would add to that would be the foot feints.
That's part of what I mean by feints. Yeah, that's part of what I mean by feints. But you're absolutely correct, because you can feint with up top and you can feint with your feet too. So that's another thing a lot of fighters need to learn how to master is the feints. You got to have feints in your game. That's another thing that Canelo does very well. He hits you with some good feints, and he'll have you thinking he's going to feint, and then a real punch will come. Or he'll have you thinking a real, huh?
Let me explain why, bro. Because when you feint, you get the other fighter to tighten up, get ready for the punch to come, right?
Yeah.
And once they tighten up, they can't shoot. The punch is the same because their bodies, they're too tight, right? They don't shoot as fast, right?
Right.
So that's why you got to do it constantly, because it messes with your body, because it tightens up so much. You can't shoot as fast. So that's why you want to keep doing it. People don't think about it, but it messes with the nervous system.
You said it perfectly. It messes with the nervous system because it keeps you second guessing. Sometimes third and fourth guessing. So it's like you got to add the feints to your repertoire. Yeah, man, I got Brian Norman winning this fight. But, yeah, we both know, man, Devin Haney, if he stick and move, man, it could be some problems for Brian Norman. But I just can't see Brian Norman not landing. What I feel like Brian Norman should do, and I know this may sound crazy, you guys, throw boxing out the fucking window and turn into a fucking brawler this fight. Devin Haney, just turn into a brawler. Just walk Devin Haney the fuck down, okay? Walk him down and throw punches. Walk him down, jab. Of course, throw the jab in there. Don't just throw, fucking hooks, like a dummy. But, a calculated technical pressure on Devin Haney, and you can flush this dude, man. Trust me. You got the power to do it. You got the size, and he has the speed. Go ahead.
What I would say to that would be able to pivot from one side to the other constantly. Never stay in the same spot. You always got to keep moving while you're shooting the jabs, and then go to the body. As soon as you got up against the rope, shoot the hooks to the body. And then it'll start slowing them down because they're trying to cover up with the shoulder. Because they do their shoulders, they try to cover up, right? So you shoot to the shoulders, and they can't shoot as fast. So they'll start slowing down, and that's why it would help Brian Norman to do that.
Yeah, man, that's shit. Yeah, that's facts, though, man. On both ends, we cooking. We cooking as usual, man. But, yeah, man, I got Brian Norman winning the fight, like I said. What's your final thoughts on it, Gil?
He has to bully him early and not have too much respect, because Devin's going to try to jab. He's going to try to move around in the ring. If the ring is a big ring, it favors Devin Haney because he's able to box. He's able to do his thing. So you want to bring him down to your level And like you said, make it a war. Make him fight when he doesn't want to fight, right?
Right.
And when he does that, it's gonna open him up to a big shot. And like you said, Brian Norman has more power, so it would probably knock him out.
Yeah, man.